Welcome to DWBIADDA channel. Please subscribe for latest training videos.
Welcome to the Android Studio course. Let me introduce you. Android Studio is a platform for developing Android mobile apps. It is in ownership of Google. You have possibilities to code in Kotlin, Java, C++ or Go, Google coding languages. You can also test your apps on real devices or emulators. That would be short theoretical part, and now let's go to this simple interface. As you can see, we have many informations here. So let's start with representing them. We have main menu, we have project view, place for our active work, we have tool buttons, and we have status bar. Firstly, we'll talk about project view. We can choose type of project view which we want to see. I'll choose Android. Here we have two main folders, app and Gradle scripts. In app folder you primarily have data created from your side and few generated files. In Gradle scripts it's different. You need to add some lines and everything else is generated. So let's review Gradle scripts. Most important file here is build.gradle, which you can see here. It's module app. Here we can add libraries to our project. Libraries are functions which needs to be implemented if we want to use them. I have many libraries here, and every line which format is implemented plus some text under the quotes represent one implemented library. As you can see here or here for maps. And basically this is everything that you need to know about Gradle scripts folder, because as I said, everything else is generated, and any kind of editing can cause some system errors, and that errors are complex to solve. For Gradle scripts, that's it. Now let me explain you folder app. Here you can see multiple subfolders. Manifests is the folder where manifest.xml is stored, as you can see. In this file we can see general structure of the app. We can set icon for our app here, and some fonts do not support round icons, so we need to also add simple one, square icon. That's this option here, and round icon here. Here is the option to set the name of the app. Now we have line activity with closing tabs activity, and that is for every activity in our app. What is activity? Activity represents single screen with user interface, something like window or frame. You'll understand better when we have the opportunity to see it on some examples. This line with extra text represents the activity which appears first when we open our app. That's the launcher activity. Also we have here package name or the application ID. That would be it for the manifests file. And in Java folder we have 3 subfolders, of which 2 are automatically generated. As you can see here in this file, we can create our Java files with code, and for now we'll just review it like this. We'll not go into and see code, because that will be for some other video. Generate Java is, like its name said, automatically generated file, and will not spend so much time reviewing it because it's not so important. Assets folder is the folder where we insert some add-ons for our design. As you can see, I have insert font here, and that's different types of this font. Now resource folder have many subfolders. As you can see, we have drawable, layout, menu, map, and volumes. This is the folder where everything about design is stored. Drawable folder, where we can store our custom design objects and pictures. Then layout folder. Let's open it. As you can see, we have layouts for every activity and some fragment layouts, but we'll review everything in some other video. Then we have menu folder, which we use to represent drop-down list. We have map folder, in which are stored default Android icons, and we have volumes folder, where we have colors, diamonds, strings, and styles. All of these under the resource folder will be explained in one video, and we'll talk about design there. So for project view, that would be it. I hope that you understood everything well. Now let's get further. Now let me explain you toolbar. Toolbar is located here, and as you can see we have so many options here. We have our profile, then we can search everything through our project. We have some managers, SD key and AVD managers. We can stop our testing or debugging. We have option to attach debugger to our Android process. We can run app with coverage, which means that we can debug app in safe mode, if I can call it like that. We have option to debug our app. We have option to run app, and then this option is something new in Android. If we have some changes in our code and we don't want to exit our application, we can just click apply changes, and then that changes will be applied to our app without closing it. We can choose what do we want to run or debug, but almost in every case it's the app. We have project, make project, and then run anything. Most of these functions you can find in this menu. In build you can find make project. These are two very important functions, rebuild and clean project. If something in building your project is not working well, you can rebuild it anytime. And clean project, something like clean cache memory on your phone. You have run, tools, and many other functions from our toolbar. Now let's go to the navigation bar. Navigation bar locates you on project view screen. As you can see, we are now at business app, then app. If I click manifests, we'll go to the sources, then main, then Android manifests. So we can close that now. That's about navigation bar. We have tool buttons, which you can see here: resource manager, structure, favorites, build variants. We have Gradle. Gradle is something like this here. And we have device explorer, and here will be explored real Android devices which are connected to our computer and on which we can test our apps. That's about tool buttons. Now status bar. Status bar is this here. As you can see, we have event log, and if something is not going very well, it will be displayed in event log, and here will be a red circle. We have build function, so we can see that our project is signed successfully. We have terminal, to do, and we have logcat. We can use logcat to find some errors. Here you can see no connected devices and no debuggable processes. That means that I have no connected device and I didn't test anything yet. So that would be it for this status bar. Now let me explain you the process of creating new project. So we are going to file, then new, and new project. As you can see, we have many default designs, but in most cases we're choosing empty activity. Also, you can choose one of these, but I'm every time using empty activity because I want to design it myself. So let's go next. Then we have name of our application. We can just left it as it is, my application. Then we have package name. As you can see, it's default. I'll suggest you not to change this. Then we can choose our save location, let's say on desktop. Then we can select language, Java and Kotlin. I'll select Java. Also we have option to select minimum API level, and that's the version of Android with which our app will be supported. So we can select this, or for example Oreo, and then you can see that your app will run on approximately 6% of devices. So if we choose Oreo as lowest API version, then our app will run on low percentage of devices. But if we select some older API like Lollipop, then our app will be good for approximately 85% of devices. So be careful with choosing this. And now we're creating our first project. As you can see, my app is syncing. That's the name of app. As you can see, by default, our project view looks very similar to our past project. Instead of many activities here and many layout folders here, it's just one main activity. Now let's go to the manifest file to review it. As you can see, there is only one activity and it's by default launcher activity. You can adjust what activity will be launcher activity. So the first activity that you create do not need to be your launcher activity. One more thing that I want to say is this sync project with Gradle files. So what it means, if we add some libraries here, as I explained before, we need to sync our project with that Gradle files. So let me change this to another version, and now as you can see, we must sync our project with Gradle files. So that would be it for this tutorial. I hope that you understood everything very well. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Until then, bye and thank you.